What if I told you that scientists just discovered a way to make your cells live 50% longer, using a compound that's been illegal for decades? This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. Researchers at Emory University published the most shocking anti-aging study in decades. They took human skin and lung cells and treated them with psilocin. That's the active compound your body creates when you consume psilocybin mushrooms. The results were absolutely mind-blowing. The treated skin cells lived 51% longer. The lung cells, 57% longer. Dr. Louise Hecker, the lead researcher who literally studies aging for a living, said, "I was floored by the data. Everything she tested for aging worked." But it gets even crazier. They then tested this on 19-month-old mice. That's equivalent to 60 to 65-year-old humans. The mice that received monthly psilocybin treatments had an 80% survival rate compared to only 50% for the control group. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. The treated mice didn't merely survive longer. They grew back fur where they were balding, and their gray hair, it turned brown again. Here's how this actually works and why it's so revolutionary. Psilocybin targets multiple hallmarks of aging simultaneously, not only in your brain, but throughout your entire body. First, it activates what scientists call SIRT1, the longevity protein. This is the same protein that extends lifespan in worms and mice when artificially increased. Psilocybin naturally triggers your body to produce more of it. Second, it preserved telomere length, and this is huge. This study confirmed what's called the psilocybin telomere hypothesis. Scientists theorized this was possible, but this is the first experimental proof. Telomeres are like protective caps on your chromosomes that get shorter as you age. When they're gone, cellular aging accelerates dramatically. Third, it reduced oxidative stress. That's the cellular damage caused by free radicals that makes you age faster. And fourth, it improved DNA repair responses. Your cells literally got better at fixing themselves. But here's the kicker. Psilocybin works by activating serotonin receptors, specifically the 5-HT2A receptor. These receptors exist in your skin, your heart, your immune cells, essentially your entire body. This means system-wide longevity benefits. This discovery comes at a critical time. US life expectancy is 78.4 years, significantly lower than other developed countries, averaging 82.5 years. The anti-aging supplement industry is worth over $500 million annually, filled with products that have minimal scientific backing. But this study provides the first experimental evidence of a compound that actually delays aging at the cellular level. Dr. Ali Zarabi, a palliative care physician who worked on the study, said something profound. "One of my biggest concerns is prolonging life at the cost of dignity and function." But these mice weren't merely surviving longer, they experienced better aging. This is about quality of life, not only quantity. The most exciting part, even when the intervention was started late in life in mice, it still led to dramatically improved survival. This suggests it could help people who are already aging. You wouldn't need to start in your 20s. You could potentially benefit even if you're already 60 or 70. Now, before you start foraging for mushrooms, this research is still in early stages. The next step is human clinical trials to determine optimal dosing protocols and monitor for potential adverse effects. But over 150 clinical studies with psilocybin have already been completed or are ongoing for various conditions, from depression to Alzheimer's. The infrastructure for human longevity trials is already being built. If validated in humans, this could completely disrupt how we approach aging. We're potentially looking at the first clinically proven anti-aging intervention in human history. The researchers emphasize that this is just the starting point. Much more research is needed to understand the mechanisms and optimize protocols. But this study opens an entirely new frontier in longevity science. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because this story is just beginning. And if you found this as mind-blowing as I did, check out this video about what actually happens in your brain when you don't sleep for just 24 hours.